it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I am creating a page using the new March kits. I'm so excited to get playing with these kits and cut files. I've done a little bit of preparing beforehand, so I'll go through that with you now. The photo that I've printed is one of my kitties, and it was taken at the zoo when we went there recently. They have like a twilight night where there's music playing and the kids have, you know, sort of a big space to run around in and that sort of thing. So that was just taken. They were sort of hugging the tree and playing chasey, so I thought that was adorable. And then what I've done is I've got Kim's butterfly cut file, and I cut the file in a way that I could get, so I used the knife tool in the Silhouette software to cut myself one of the butterflies, which I enlarged quite large. So that was that one, that's how it was once I enlarged it. And then I copied and pasted it multiple times to get lots of smaller ones. Now my idea is to, you know, sort of have the butterflies and have them sort of fluttering across the page, and I want it to be quite dimensional. And what I also did was I've cut if you trace a cut file and you select just the outer edge, then you won't get all the inner parts cut out, you'll just get the outer outline. So what I did was, once I'd created that cut file to a page, so all of these little white butterflies fit on one piece of cardstock. If they were, just imagine they're all just the white outline. And then what I did was I traced the whole lot and just selected to trace the outline, and that's when I got a page full of just outlined butterflies. So I've cut that in vellum as well as this gorgeous exclusive paper. Now this is quite bright, this paper, and I'm attracted definitely to brighter colours, but I also like to soften things down a little bit. So what I was thinking of doing was layering the vellum, this cut file, and then this piece. And I don't know whether I want to actually adhere the vellum to here yet, to the back piece. That was my initial thought. And then I was going to stitch down the center and sort of try and pop these up. So this butterfly at the back will be adhered to the page, but then this one here will sort of have a bit of dimension happening and you know, that pop off the page sort of a look. So if I just quickly grab my photo, I was sort of thinking, and I don't want to cover too much of things because it is so pretty, but if I layer, some I might not put vellum with and some I might. And I did copy and paste so that there was some large ones, some small ones, so that I can sort of have a play. Maybe something like that. Just remembering that obviously I've got a whole stack of embellishments to choose from, and that I can, you know, layer and work in some other details. But that's my initial thoughts, is that I'll use these cut files as the feature with this paper, and I will speed you up and get creating, and we'll see what comes of these ideas. Okay, so what I'm starting by doing is just trimming my photo down, and this the reason it's a 4x6 photo, and the reason I was trimming it down was because I wanted it to fit on the Pink Fresh paper, which is obviously 6x6 size. However, as I was trimming, of course, it's like that, you just trim a little bit and then you end up trimming the lot. Well, I end up having to trim all of the white border, which I love having on my photos, off just to make it look right on that paper, which is fine. I've dealt with that and I've moved on. And what I'm also doing is I've backed the photo on a couple of layers of the Pink Fresh pattern papers. I chose ones that I thought complemented the exclusive paper really well. There I go, chopping off the whole white border thing. And on the top corner and the bottom corner of the layout, just to bring your attention back in because the butterflies will go diagonally, I've cut one of the 3x4 exclusive cards into a 3x3, and then I've cut that diagonally to form 2 triangles. And I love that little card because it said something like good times, or I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was just perfect for that photo, and it obviously matched the papers well, and I just thought that would be a nice little touch. So what I'm doing here is I've gathered together all of the butterflies and which ones I wanted the vellum backed on and which ones I didn't, and I've taken it off camera, and as I was just showing you then, I've machine stitched. So on the large butterfly, I've actually machine stitched the vellum onto that die cut, and I've machine stitched along most of the lines that you can see from the cut file. And then the other butterflies, some of them I've put vellum and the pattern paper, some just have the die cut and the pattern paper without the vellum, and I've folded them all up to add that dimension. And now I'm going through my embellishments. So I pulled out some of the Ali Studio or L Studio wood veneer. I've popped all of the Pink Fresh ephemera in a little tray that I have, and I picked that up from a discount store near my house, and I just liked that I can section it, so I sort of put the ephemera that contain words in one, sort of the labels or tags in another, and sort of sectioned in a way that's easy to sort through. So I'm going through the ephemera, and I've chosen out a couple of sort of label size pieces, some hearts, a nice little word strip. I've taken out the little birdie, which was yellow, which helped with that pop of yellow from another 3x4 card that I've added to the top and bottom of the photo, just to help keep that brightness of the page. And now I'm working on my title. I always find titles hard, especially when a page is so busy with embellishments or has a lot happening, because I find it hard to find the perfect spot to actually put the title, and I normally do leave the title to last, and sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes it's a bad thing. I pondered over this placement a lot, and I just couldn't find another spot to put it that didn't take away from the design. So I've ended up putting the title, as you can see, on the actual large butterfly die cut, and I've used the Sweet from the Pink Fresh Thickers pack, and the Times is the Maggie Holmes American Crafts Thickers. So I've done that, and then what I'm doing now is just working on a little cluster at the top of the page, and I've sort of punched out a label. I've also got a couple of butterfly punches, and I've used some of the yellow cards that the 3x4 exclusive card to punch some of those out, and I've used the hidden part that you wouldn't see, and the remaining paper that I matted the photo with as well. And as you can see now, I'm up to sticking, so I was pretty happy with the placement of everything at this stage. You can see there the cut out butterflies, so because I knew that that was going to be hidden, instead of wasting that paper, and because I wanted to continue and add other bits of that pop of yellow, then for me that was perfect to use that on the page. So now you can see that I'm working on that cluster. You can see I layer some bits in, some bits behind the photo, some bits on top of the photo. Just depends on how I feel it will look best. There's a cute little sort of flowery vines that I'm popping out there. And that house that I added was purely just because I felt like it needed something else. I was covering up most of it and that worked with the colouring, so I used it. I'm just adding the dot on my eye because I forgot about that. And now I'm going to work on, because on the die cut, and because I wanted it to stick up a little bit, what I've done is use some foam dots and sort of pop them on the solid part of the die cut where you couldn't really see through. And I've just added a bit of foam to them just to help them be raised without putting anything there that makes it stand out too much. And now I'm just using my foam pieces to attach the butterfly to the back of the page. And then I'll use, I swap between my American Crafts sticky thumb adhesive runner and my larger one, and it's purely just for whatever's a bit more easier to control. So the little American Crafts one is perfect and so easy to use, but for the amount of glue that you use, I would go through them really quickly. So that's why I mainly use my ATG, just because those rolls seem to be never ending really. I've adhered the butterflies straight to the page, and the reason that I've done that is because they've got so much dimension on the wings that they don't really need any extra foam or sticky dot adhesive on them. And I'm using I am so out of words today. Sorry. I'm using my Scotch Quick Dry just to adhere some of the other embellishments, especially the wood ones and some of the butterflies that I've punched out as well, because I only wanted to put the adhesive down the middle of those so that I could fold those wings up also. I was having a tough time with the L Studio wood veneer heart that's up the top left of the page right now, so I end up pulling out the cute little pink fresh veneers and using one of those, and then I found the perfect little quote from the Pink Fresh Words and Phrases pack, and now I'm finishing the page with some candy dots from Basic Grey, and that's pretty much it. There is so much dimension on this page. It's so bright and fun, and just a really fun way of documenting these photos. So I hope you've enjoyed this page today. I will be back soon with some more layouts using the March kits. And don't forget to check out the blog for everyone else's inspiration and the forum for all of our members' inspiration as well. Bye everyone.